age. What do you know, I guess, about the rivalry, and do you remember watching these, Nebraska and Oklahoma games?
Yeah,
When you were
growing
younger?
up, it was always a big game, I know. And it's just something that when we got it on our schedule, we've really been looking forward to it. And they're gonna show us some pretty good things, but we got an opportunity to do something really special this weekend, so we're really excited for that.
Do you have a sense of the history? Do the coaches talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the building knows it's a rivalry. It's been a rivalry, and we hope that we can go down there and give them all we can, and maybe spark a new sense for that rivalry.
You're one of a good amount of Nebraska-born players that have played in a lot of games in the game so far this season. Like, what does it mean to you to see so many of you guys out there making contributions to the team?
Yeah, there's the Nebraska kids got as much heart as anyone in the country, and being able to play with the N on our chest is just a huge deal. So, I mean, us Nebraska guys are going to come out and give everything we got, and I think it can help feed those other guys playing too. That we will work hard for them too.
You guys started Saturday without Omar and without Oliver, and then Xavier goes down and Austin goes down. Like, how did you think that the skill group overall and the receivers in particular handled the attrition and just sort of playing through that as the game
Yeah,
went
that's tough to have some of those top guys go down, but I mean we're pretty deep at both the tight end and receiver position, so I thought a lot of guys stepped up. Samari made a few huge plays, and there's just a bunch of guys in both those rooms that can make those plays. And as guys go down or as some guys draw more attention, there's got to be other guys that step up too.
Did the just to clear, did the referees tell you that they called that offensive pass interference on you
Yeah,
on the
I was
bottom
on
side of that play?
I was on the backside. I went and talked to him after. He said that they probably got the wrong number on that.
Oh, really? Okay,
So yeah,
got it.
but
I was curious about that because
yeah, I was too.
in the play-by-play, but I was like, oh, he wasn't even near the play.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was on?
Falk probably or Hickman,
Well,
one of the
they're
guys
both
up on
80
the.
numbers too.
Yeah.
So, but I finished over there on my route, and they were going back to the other side.
Yeah.
A mesh play.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
How frustrating is that as an offense? I mean, it was 3 times on Saturday when a
Yeah.
scoring play got taken off the board.
I mean, you hate to see it, but I mean that's just something that we can get better at, and just hope doesn't happen to us in a big situation in a big game like that. And then, I mean, rub routes, you just got to continue to run your route after the rub and make it look as believable as possible.
How do like when you watch the game back on film? How do you guys evaluate what you did offensively? Because you win going away, but at the same time, like you said, a lot of points left out there.
Yeah, I feel like we did really well as an offense this week. There was just a few minor setbacks that kept us from getting more points on the board than should have been. I mean, there's a lot of times where we left points out there, and that's something that we can get fixed.
What were some other maybe takeaways from the film study just over the last day or so?
Oh, our receiver blocking wasn't the best this weekend. We can really step up in that, and we've been drilling that really hard in practice. And then just having every play full speed, because we got guys now that have experience and can play. So if you run a guy off, run him off full speed, and we'll get a guy in there for you after that. So just that.
I know you've played with Adrian for a long time now, but does it ever get normal watching him break out of the pocket like that and go for 70? You just come to expect it?
Yeah, I really like when he does that. It's fun to chase him down or try to run with him, see if you're as fast as him, but he's pretty fast. But yeah, you can always expect that with Adrian. He's a heck of an athlete.
He's played really well the last couple weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. I expect him to have a really good game this weekend too.
Sorry if you answered this before, but those offensive pass interference penalties, can you just go through like what receivers are taught to do and like what refs are looking for, I guess, on those rub routes?
Yeah, so we're thinking in our head we want to get in the defender's way, but you don't want to make it blatantly look like you're running into him. So you want to make it look like you're running a route. Keep your arms moving. Don't extend your arm or anything as you're running by him, and then just continue to run your route after you rub him. And that's something that we've got nicked for at the wrong times, of course. So we just got to keep working on that, and we do in practice. So I don't think it'll be a problem.
What are the conversations like with the assistant coaches when you're in film and you're looking at those things and they take a touchdown off the board? Just what are the conversations like?
There's a few that we didn't really like the calls on them, but I mean it's something that we can just continue to work on. So.
Thank you.
Hey, Wyatt, you guys are obviously a little shorthanded at receiver, or were in the game. Saturday. Don't know where you're at now, but what kind of stress does that put on the group as a whole? When you're dealing with what seems like kind of an unusual number pileup of injuries at catching spots.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys in the room that can play, but it's just the fact that we can't come at you with 6 guys now. It's maybe 4 guys. So if you go out there and you run 5 plays in a row and you're really, really tired, you might not get a sub. So that's just part of it. But there's plenty of guys in the room that can make plays and have experience now. So I got a lot of trust in who we got.
What have you thought about the development of some of the younger guys who did get a chance on Saturday? Alante played a little more. Will Nixon got in at the end. What are your thoughts on those guys?
Yeah, those guys, they work their tail off there, and they're putting extra time in the film room and after practice, and it's just keeps adding depth to the position, and I think that they're going to help us out a lot more as the season goes on.
Did you get much of a look in the? I'm sure you're in meetings with them, but much of a look in through preseason and even as you've gotten into the season at the kind of skills that the 3 freshmen at that group, Sean and Camonte and Latrell, bring to what do they add to this if they're needed at some point?
Yeah, they're really athletic. All 3 of them are really athletic. They're moving weights in the weight room all summer. I could tell they're hungry to get on the field and everything, and it just comes down to learning everything. So going through fall camp, they're a little slower, but once they get to running our stuff.